Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Isn't today Tuesday? I think today is Tuesday. But hey y'all. Today, isn't today? Got I had the other computer on. But hey y'all. I hope everybody is doing wonderful. So today, as y'all saw, we're going to be doing a little bit of sublimation and bling. We've been doing a lot of embroidery and bling, which has become one of my favorite things. But sublimation and bling is also one of my favorite things. And so tonight we're going to be doing that. I will walk you all through the basics of what we're going to be doing tonight. We'll head over into Silhouette Studio for a little bit while the heat press is heating up. I included the bling portion, so I already made a bling. I cut my template out. Now these holes are pretty close. I had to try to squeeze some in, but if you guys wanted to do this along with me, I did. There should be a file pinned to my Google Drive. It's not going to be available if you're just catching this live, and it may be like a week out, 2 weeks out. It's probably not going to be in my Google Drive because I need to clean out my Google Drive, and this is only going to be available for a limited amount of time. And so most of you guys know that I usually, like back in the day, I would make things available only during the live, like if I was giving it away. This may be available for a few extra days. So we're going to be doing this, and I also included a link to the file from off of Creative Fabrica. So if you have a Creative Fabrica membership, you can get the printed file, the one that you need for printing. And if you don't, then there may be a fee attached to it, but that's what we're doing. I'm going to show you guys how I did it. And if you are interested in doing something like this, now sublimation and bling can be done various ways. Like I just pulled a piece of the design out and turned that into bling. You could pretty much bling on top of the entire design. You could also bling on top of a picture if that's what you want to do. Like if you have a nice picture that you have and you just want to give it a little bit of sparkle, you can do that as well. There's so many different things that you can do with sublimation and bling, but we need to know for certain, or we need to make sure that we have polyester material. All right. So you want material that is at least, I prefer 100% polyester, but at least 70% polyester. Bling and sublimation on 70% or 65% polyester looks beautiful. Okay, because that bling still helps to bring that color out. But most of you know, if you've been doing sublimation for a while, you know that um, when you have cotton inside of your shirt, that ink kind of fades, right? So when it's 100% polyester, you're going to get the best print quality possible. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. I have two garments that we're going to be blending tonight, just so that you can see a difference of like just the stones. If we use certain stones, we're going to be using rhinestones from the Baby's Booty tonight. And I did pull out one of my old time faves, crushed ice AB. You'll see I haven't really been using crushed ice AB, but this used to be filled up to the top. But I haven't used it in a while. But I love using crushed ice and crushed ice AB on top of sublimation. So because these are clear stones, and so the newer version of these stones are like the glass, icy glass AB, and then icy glass. So I took them both out. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use on the shirts, but so that we can kind of see the difference of when we use these and when we use other stones. So the clear stones really help so that you can see the sublimation underneath. You don't need, the actual color to go on top. But I do have, for this particular design, because it's only two colors, I did pull out the colors that I'm going to be using for this design, which is, this is like a winter green, and then we have jet black. So one thing I do love with sublimation and bling is that I do love that I can match the colors up, because I feel like when those colors get matched up, like green on top of green, like the green sublimation ink on with the green stones or pink, it gives it a whole new look. Like that color is super duper vibrant. Now you might say, Patrice, I've heard you or somebody else say that you can't bling on top of certain things. You can't. But sublimation is one of the things that you don't have to do anything special for. It's one of the methods that you can literally bling right on top of it. So, and that is because with sublimation, that ink goes right into the shirt. It's nothing sitting on top of the shirt. There's no other material on top. That ink turns into gas and goes right into that shirt. And so because of that, those stones, they can make contact with the fibers of the shirt, and that is what that adhesive is for, to make contact with the fibers of the shirt. So that is why you can bling on top of sublimation. Okay. Now you cannot bling on top of those hacks. So you know how oh, because I got to be very clear, because somebody will say, well, I did the HTV run hack, or I did the easy subly hack on, and I tried to put rhinestones on top of it and they fell off or they washed off in the wash. That's not true sublimation. Okay, I've turned into a sublimation snob. That is just not true sublimation, and it's going to fall off. True sublimation is when you are subbing directly onto your garment. Okay, that is true sublimation. It's not a hack. So you can't do this with the hacks. But nonetheless, hey y'all, let me I'm going to bring this over. I'm gonna have to find that file again, but I'm gonna try not to keep you guys long because I am a little bit late today. And that was because I was trying to get that file uploaded into the Google Drive for you guys in case you want to use it. So the Google Drive is pinned to the top. This is all that's in the Google Drive. That's it. Okay, that's it. But we're going to look at it if you want to work along with me so that you can, because you may want to sub and bling something else. I would recommend working along with me just so that you can kind of have an idea of how to do this if this is something that you want to do. Okay. We're going to be looking at a PNG file. I think I got a PNG file. I think I did. Okay, so let's see. But let's see who's here and what y'all got going on today. If this is your first time here, so rude. I'm Patrice. This is Craftable Things, and I like to craft just anything that I can make. Crafting definitely makes me happy, and it is National Craft Month, y'all. So happy National Craft Month. It's also Women's History Month. So to all my ladies out there, hey y'all, I gotta get that girls girl design out. I haven't put it out yet, but it is done. So I will probably be putting that out. And I did want to do we have a few crafter or craft designs, our crafter hood design. And then I have one that says craft community, and it's like craft and then come and then unity. So I was going to bling that out tonight, but then I said, you know what? Let's do something different. But you guys will be seeing that soon. You guys have already seen both of them. I think you guys have seen the crafter hood too, but we'll see. But hey, Anna, hey, Mirror Bear, why when I was getting everything set up, I just saw your text message. Girl, no, I'm not 100% sure just yet. Not just yet. Hey, Cece, sassy Cece. Hey, Robin's Creations. Robin, you've been over there working those templates. I love it. I love what I see. Hey, Dr. Johnson. Hey, DB. Hey, Miss Rosalyn McElveen. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Creative Notions. Hey, Dempsey Boo. Yo, I did eat dinner tonight too. I had some vegan chili with some cornbread and candy yams and collard greens. It was so good. It was so good. Hey, Laura E. Hey, Miss Merlinda. Let me see what you guys got going on. Hey, Qualities Creations. Hey. Oh, Marilyn's washing dishes. I would say enjoy, but I don't know if you really enjoy washing dishes or not, Mirror Bear. Hey, Boyd Apparel. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to just get ready so that I'm going to get ready so I could show you guys what we did to get here. All right. All right, so here's the Google Drive. It should be linked to the top of the chat if you want it. It's nothing major. Okay, it's nothing, absolutely nothing major. But if this is your first time doing bling, and I was about to say bling and embroidery, goodness, sublimation and bling, you can walk along, go along with me while I make my shirt. I am going to be showing you guys, for the most part, this is not an in-depth tutorial. I do have classes that will be coming up soon. They're not listed on my website yet, so don't go look. But I will be having some classes that kind of, I spend a little more time doing it. But tonight, you don't even need the class. If you look at my older videos and look at some of the other design videos and the lives, you could probably learn how to do it. Pretty sure you can. Okay, I got stop cam on here. Okay. So now I can get ready. I just need to open up some of the design software so that we can do what we need to do. Now we will be using a file that's already, it's a PNG file. So we're not creating anything, but it's basically the same. If you are creating something, the steps would basically be the same. Okay. Let me go to Silhouette Studio. All right. I'm going to turn on the heat press. Kristen, if you're here, I'm turning on the heat press because I need to press this for sublimation first. So this is what the design looks like. So this is the design, right? It's gonna go, I'm gonna put it on a hoodie and on a white t-shirt. Okay, this is it. Now what we are going to be doing is we're going to kind of trace this area here only and then convert that into rhinestones. Okay, so this is something you can do with other things. Usually I show how to do this with I think with Minnie or Hello Kitty, but for tonight we're just going to be doing it with this. Okay. All right, let's see if I missed anybody else. There's nothing else I had going on today, y'all. Nothing else. Hey, Miss Geneva Coleman, AD Smith, and also I listed the link to Creative Fabrica for the file. Okay, I'll put it in again in case you guys did not see it. That's the only way you're going to be able to get the printed version of the file is if you go on Creative Fabric. If you have the membership, you can download it. If you don't have the membership, then you have to pay for it, because I can't give somebody else's stuff away. So you got to get it that way. Hey, Cleo Bear, welcome. Hey, Fern, Natasha, Shantae, Donzel, Whitney. Hey, Miss Sharon Davenport, Miss Martha Jordan. All right, y'all, I'm scrolling down because I don't want to be on for too long. Hey, Angel Boo, how's Levi? Please let us know. Hey, Michelle Green, Dorica, Lisa, Gabrielle, Keisha Elliott. Okay. I just missed a whole few people, bunch of people, but it's okay, y'all. It's okay. I'm going to let me open up Creative Fabrica and I'm going to share my screen. Share my screen. Whew, y'all, I was in meetings a lot today. A lot. I didn't wear my comfy pants either. I should have changed my clothes, but did I? Nope, I did not. All right, so I'm going to take you guys into Creative Fabric and we're going to find that file that I have. All right, so let me go here. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. I'm going to try to look at the chat so y'all know how that goes, okay? We don't have much to brush in. Share screen. We're going to go with the entire screen because when you don't, sometimes you just can't see what's what. Oh, I didn't want to take you guys here. So we're going to go into Creative Fabrica. Come on, Creative Fabrica. There we go. So we're going to go into Creative Fabrica for a little bit. I'm just going to show you guys where to go to get the design. Now, I already put the link inside of the description, but yeah, okay. I already put the link inside of the description. All right. All right. Oh, hey, Alice. All right. So this is Creative Fabrica. All right. Hey, Brandy. This is Creative Fabrica. And for those of you who don't know, you can get a lot of different files from Creative Fabrica. You can get, hold on, I don't want to be big. You guys don't need to see me. So you can get fonts from Creative Fabrica. We've already talked about Creative Fabrica 1,000 times over here on this channel. Tonight is not dedicated to Creative Fabrica. All right. So here is the file. I just got to find my downloads and then I'm going to go into the file. Now I did link the file inside of the chat. And this is the file that we're going to be using. This one right here. It just says Checkered Retro Lucky St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to put it in again. Hey, Shay Shay. Hey. Let's see. Hey, Danny and Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. You are so sweet to me. You make me feel good about myself. Shay Shay. Thank you, Shay Shay. I'm going to ring the bell. I know y'all can't see. I hope y'all can hear it. Can y'all hear the, can y'all hear the chat? Thank you, Shay Shay. Thank you so much for gifting that membership, girl. All right, so this is the file. Now you're going to, if you want this file, I put the link inside of the chat. All you have to do is click download. Once you click download, it's going to download onto the computer. I'm downloading it here because I hadn't downloaded it on this computer yet. All right, so here we have it downloaded now. I'm going to have to look at the size that I made this because I don't even have the, I didn't keep the size. Hold on, we're going to have to see if I can find what size I made it because before you print it out, that's the one thing with sublimation too. You need to know what size your design should be. And I tell y'all, I think I deleted this deleted it after I printed it, but I may have it in Adobe Illustrator, so no frets. Oh, I do have it. I have it because I saved it. I saved it. All right. So once you download it, here's the download. I'm working on a PC, so it went straight to my download folder. Here's the file right here. I'm just going to move it to my documents. All right. So we should be good. Let me make sure it's there. St. Patrick's. There it is right there. Just so lovely. All right, so now we're going to head back into Silhouette Studio because I need to make sure that I tell you guys the right size. It cannot be an incorrect size, y'all. It just can't. Because it has to be the same size. Patrice, you weren't thinking, girl. Put your thinking cap back on. Because clearly it ain't on. All right, I think that's it. All right, so now we're going to go and we're going to select design. This is going to take us to our canvas. And welcome, Forever Nazir. Welcome. Thank you for being a member of this channel. Hey, Tracy. All right, he's doing better today, so I have to keep him on. Oh no. I'm definitely praying he gets better quick. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, y'all, we're going to bring the design into Silhouette Studio. So we're going to head up to File, and I'm just going to select Merge, and that file, and I think this is probably going to come in super big. See, I was looking for, I thought that, never mind, y'all, because I was looking for that her design that we did the other night on the MacBook, and I couldn't find it. But I see why, because it's here. I didn't save it in the library. Yes. April. All right, so it's coming over. It's just super duper big. That's what's taking so long, but it'll be here soon. All right, so here's the file. I'm going to just reduce the screen a little bit. Yeah, this happens sometimes, and believe it or not, that's what took, because I shut down everything on this laptop so that I wouldn't have any issues. And guess what, y'all? We're having a little bit of issues, but it's fine. Oh, 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 oh. I just want you to minimize. That's all I want. I didn't want any drama with you today, little silhouette. All right, so here we have our design, and we're going to turn this into rhinestones. Oh, now it's going to keep going as small as it wants to go. Yep. Unfortunately, this is what happens with Silhouette Studio at times. It just has a mind of its own. Hey, Janet. All right, so it looks like we're good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the cut lines. I don't like to see all that red on my screen, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And then we're going to shrink this a bit, because as y'all see, this is 55 inches wide, nearly 56 inches wide, and we definitely don't need it to be that big. All right, so I'm going to shrink this down. We're going to make it smaller. And I just grabbed those notes. If you didn't know, those notes in the corner, that will resize whatever file you have and keep it proportionate. Okay, so that's why I like to use them. And then we can also just hit up here if we want to and input our size. So I'm going to turn this into, the file size that you need for printing is 10.553, and the proportions button is locked, so it just resized it to 10.55. It took it to 3, but 2, but I'm going to unlock it in a minute. And I just hit enter. And when I hit enter, that adjusted the height too. So we're going to go ahead and make this a little bit larger now, because, we reduced the size. The true size of the design, the printed design, should be 10.553. Siri, I don't need you. So I'm just going to unlock the proportions lock, and I'm just going to manually do this. And then we have 5.129. That's what I have. 5.053, and then we have 5.129. Not a big difference, but I do prefer for it to be exactly what we need it to be. Okay. All right. So here we are, and I did press enter after each measurement was input. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get ready to turn just this portion into bling. Now I'm not going to be, I already, if you click the link that's pinned to the top, we already have the file, so I'm not going to be moving stones around, but I'm just going to show you guys how you can do something like this too. It doesn't have to be with this file. Now I will tell you, this kind of makes it a little bit difficult because it is like a distressed grunge look. So it doesn't always pick up all of the, that area, especially for bling. So you may want to get something that isn't, as splotchy or grungy as this is, something a little more solid. But it's fine. It'll work fine. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to the right, and we're going to open up the trace panel. Okay. I only want to bling out the word lucky. Now, if you wanted to bling out all of this, you can, but I only want to bling out the word lucky. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. Hey, Karen Knighton. All right, so let's go over to the right, and we're going to open up the trace panel. And this trace panel looks like a butterfly, but my other trace panel on the other computer looks like a burnt toast. So I don't know what your trace panels looks like, but that's what mine looks like. Now there's a few ways of tracing in Silhouette Studio. And we'll look at both a little bit. Now you can trace by area, and tracing by area, you're simply just tracing, you're gonna draw a bounding box around it and you'll trace a certain area. You can also trace by color. All right, so let's click here. Let's do trace by area first. and that's the first option. And I'm going to select trace area, select trace area. So once that happens, you get little crosshairs, and I'm going to just pan my mouse across all of this. Uh-oh, I gotta turn that heat press back on. All right, so now it's tracing. So if you notice, now we have certain parts have, traced. So any area where that yellow is, that's what's being traced. Okay. Any area where that yellow outline is, that's what's being traced. But remember, this is kind of like a little bit grungy. So I need to fill these in because that's open. It's not fully closed. So I'm going to increase the threshold to get a little bit more. And if you look here, what I can tell y'all is that my my MacBook traces a little bit differently than the PC because I think I may need to be using my PC a little bit more for tracing because it traced this a lot better. So I'm going to trace this now. The only thing is that we see all of those openings, those little holes. That's fine. Once we do that, we're going to select trace. Okay. I'm not going to do trace and detach because what trace and detach does is it will trace it and then detach the picture, detach that part of the image from the actual picture. All right, so we just want to do trace. When I move this over here, okay, so we move this over here, so now we can kind of see what that looks like. Now y'all see how it picks up all of those little specks? Honey, we don't need all of those specks. We don't need all of that. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to right. This is why I told you may want to get something that's not as like this is. You may want to get something that's a little more solid than this because I do get it. Okay. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to release the compound path. All right. And so right now, all of this is together. And so all we need to do is get ready to release the compound pad. So I'm going to right click, or you can also, I'm just going to undock this. You can also access compound paths in the modified panel. Okay. You can also access compound paths in the modified panel. All right. Alex, can you do with the Cricut? You can cut your template. You can cut your rhinestone template with your Cricut Maker 4. Yeah, you can, but you can't. You can do rhinestones in Cricut Design Space if you want to move each individual rhinestone. Like if you want to, create a 0.13-inch circle and then place them all, you can, but it does take a little more time. All right, so I'm going to right click and click release compound path. Once I release compound path, this is going to take a while because all of these specs, I would pick something that has, it's like this. It didn't take too long. All right, so once we have that done, I only want the word lucky. Now, if you had a picture, like if you had Minnie Mouse or Hello Kitty, you could just trace the area and trace all the different parts of Minnie and Mickey or Minnie and Hello Kitty. All right. But right now, I really just wanted love. So I'm just going to see what I can collect. And if I move that down here, okay, not bad. So then I'm going to undo that because I want to go ahead and select that inner part. So I'm going to move this right here. And so now I have the word lucky. Okay, now I can group this together. We can go ahead and weld or make it into a compound path. So now it's all together. And now we have the word lucky. Now I'm going to show you guys a few things that you can do if you want to kind of remove some of that grunge from the outline of it, because you don't really need it, especially with the rhinestones. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get all of this. We're not even going to worry about the little clovers here. I'm going to, for the sake of tonight, we're not worried about them, but you can also pull that out and use that as well. I'm just going to delete that. So now if I have this like this, and if you notice, I did not change the size. So once I sized this image to what I wanted it to be, I'm not going to change the size again. Unless, so let's say if I have it like this and I can go ahead and change the size, but I need to change it all together, right? So you'll see I'll put that on top, and you didn't really even have to put it on top. I'm gonna make a copy, and I'm just holding down my Alt key and I'm dragging over. So at this point, if I wanted to resize this a little bit larger, I'll go ahead and make it a little bit larger if that's what I wanted to do, because now I'm making everything larger. I'm making the actual picture, and I'm also making the area that we traced larger. Okay, so this would be your time to go ahead and make it larger if you wanted to make it larger, right? But if you're going to be using the template that I put in the top, that I pinned to the top, you don't want to make it larger. It needs to be 10.553 by 5.129 in order for you to be able to use it. Okay, so now we're going to go over here. I'm going to leave this over here, but just remember you can resize it. Hey, Delonda Patrice and Laura Trevino and Rachel. Rachel, I didn't see you. Hey, girl. And Bobby, Jesse. All right, so now we have Lucky, and again, we have the word lucky there. Okay, now I do like to make copies as I go because you just never know when you're going to need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and make another copy over here, just of that one with the regular size that we have. I could have sworn I made a copy there. It's so the copy stayed on top. All right, so let's make this a little bit larger. And now I can kind of move this out of the way. I don't really need it right now, only because I'm just going to be working on the word lucky. Okay, so we're just going to be working on the word lucky. Now, if you had text, or if you had a part of your image that did not have like this grunge effect to it, you wouldn't have to worry about this. Okay, but I'm going to just show you a different way of like, if you want to clean it up. I'm not going to be worried about cleaning it up tonight, but if you want to clean it up, you can. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill this color in. We're going to make it black. Uh-oh, come on. We're going to make it black, and then I'm going to remove the cut line, right? So that's what we have right now. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to head over here to the edit points panel. And the edit points panel, you see all these little areas where the grunge is on the outline. If we wanted to, we can actually close those up. Okay, we can close it up. So I'm going to head over here to the edit points panel. Oh, I didn't open it yet. And we're going to click on the word lucky. So if you notice, now you see all of those little points around the edge. That's a lot of points. That means that this is not all that clean and clear. The one thing that I like about Adobe Illustrator is that I can smooth out my edges or the outline with Adobe Illustrator like super duper easy. Okay, now here, if we want to, let's say you see this little area right here. If I click out of it, you'll see where there's a lot of openings there. But if I click it and still have the edit points on there, I can go here and I can start deleting some of those points, right, to close it up. You can delete. Now, the only other thing I would say, like, you want to kind of make it a lot bigger so you can really see it. But as you guys see, like, as I delete those edit points, it closes. Like, it's closed. If I click out of it, you guys will see where that closed up some. Okay, now we're not going to be doing this all night, but if you ever got to if you had to do something like this, I just want to show you how you would do it. Okay, if you needed to remove, if you needed to extend a line, or if you needed to close something up, this is how you would do it with the edit points. Okay, yeah, but we're not going to be doing this. But you're just clicking onto, and I'm just trying to make sure, because sometimes you can click like edit points that's connected to something else and it just doesn't work. But we don't have time for this tonight, y'all. We're not going to be doing all of this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and minimize the screen. We're going to pretend that we cleaned up all of those grungy edges and outlines. It doesn't really matter to me because it looks good, right? All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an outline, because I want to outline. And I want to outline because in the original design, you'll see, it has like that black outline around it. So I do want to, kind of stay true to that original look as much as possible. Now, if you said that, you don't want it green, let's say you want your word lucky to be something else, you've created the word lucky here, like when we did that trace, where you could change this to whatever color you want. Like I could change this to pink if I want to. Hold on, let me click it, so that way we could actually change it. But I can change that to pink. You just got to make sure that it's lined up, so that it's lined up good and none of that color in the back can be seen. So even though we didn't trace this whole image, because that's still a PNG, we still, by us tracing certain parts of the design, we're able to change it up to look however we want it to look. Okay, so Angel, Angel, really? Yeah, so you can change it up to however you want it to look. Okay, so just so that you could be a little more creative with your stuff. All right, so I'm gonna move this over, and we're going to, and so once you did that, like let's say if you did this, you can now save this as a different PNG. You can save it as another PNG, or you can just print it out like this if you want it. It's all up to you, whatever you want to do. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create an outline. Okay, so I'm going to head over to the offset panel, and I'm going to do an internal offset because that's what I like to do. And plus, I needed to stay true to the shape and the size of the text that we're using or that we're pulling from this PNG. All right, because if I create an outline, it's going to extend beyond the text. So we're going to select lucky. I'm going to select internal offset, and then I'm going to change my distance to 0.125. Now let's talk a little bit about distance of your offsets. All right, so the distance of the offset is the actual distance between the outer edge of the design. And if we're going internal, I don't know if you guys can see that red, but there's a red line here. That is the cut line. Okay, that is the distance. I like 0.125 because when I turn the files into rhinestones, I like a tight fit. Okay, I don't like space in between the different colors. You may feel more comfortable with the space in between your colors, and if you do, then you want to always go with 0.15 distance. Okay, you always want to go with the 0.15 distance. So I'm going to turn this pink. Well, I already turned that one pink. Let's turn this green then. So we're going to turn the inside green, and I'm going to remove these cut lines again. Now because it has the grunge look to it, it's not going to, like, you see how that dips right there? The rhinestones are going to try to do that. So any place that there's like a dip from that grunge effect, the rhinestones will try to do that. All right, so we're going to get ready to turn this into rhinestones. But before we do that, I do want to show you guys that other trace. I know I told you guys about tracing the select area. We're going to trace by color. All right, so here's that same file. I didn't change the size. We're going to just trace this by color now. All right, I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to go up. Oh, it's silhouette been moving kind of slow and weird. I literally shut the whole computer down and restarted it so we wouldn't have drama. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head back over to our trace panel. And I'm just going to put the trace panel here. We're going to bring this down a bit. We don't even need the offset panel again because we're basically almost done. All right, so remember I told you guys you can also trace by color. So before we traced by area, now we're going to trace by color. And so there's like a little eyedropper in the trace panel for you to click trace by color. Hey, Tracy. Yeah, I usually, if it's a sharp edge, if it has like angles, like 45, 90-degree angles, I usually do a sharp edge, Kristen. If it has like, if it's more round, I'll do a round edge. All right, so here we go, trace. But sometimes it's automatic. Like it will, if it can figure out what's the best angle, it'll pick it for you. All right, so here we have trace by color, and I'm gonna select trace by color, and then I'm gonna head, if you notice my cursor turned into like a little dropper. So I'm going to make sure that I click onto the green. Now, the only time that this doesn't work all that great is if you have something that's, gradient or multiple colors or something like that. So this says solid fill, outline, single area or all areas. I want all areas. So I'm just going to select all areas. And you see how that just selected. Now it didn't select that black outline. It only selected the fill color. And y'all see we still have that grungy, like that grungy effect is not going anywhere. Okay, it's just not going to go any place. All right, so this still looks good though. I think that this looks really good. Um, I'm going to click trace. Again, when you click trace and detach is literally is tracing it and then it's going to pull it out of the image. All right. If y'all want to see what that looks like, let me show you. I'll show y'all because you may understand what I'm saying. You may not understand what I'm saying. I know you guys understand a lot, but it is sometimes it's a lot when you haven't seen it. But this, I just wanted to show you guys like why I prefer just to do trace. All right, because my image is going to stay intact. All right, so it did try to pick up some of that green here. So you would do the same thing that we did when we did the trace by area. You'll go ahead and release the compound path, and then you'll just grab the outer shell of the text. Like that, you don't have that issue. Okay, so we're going to do trace by color again, just so that I can show you guys what that trace and detach looks like. Because if you get by yourself and you try to do it, you may be wondering like, girl, if this ain't happened to Patrice, why is it happening to me? I'm going to show you. All right, so we're going to go back to trace by color. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select that green area again. Same color. Yep, if they were the same color, they would have been traced too. Yep. All right. What is the purpose to trace? So the purpose to trace, so if you want to do bling, we're doing this for bling. I didn't do all areas. So we're doing this for bling, right? So with tracing, this is a PNG file. When you trace, you can break a PNG file up and convert that into an SVG file. So that's the purpose of tracing. So right now I needed to trace this so that I could get this word out and turn that into bling. Okay. All right. So now let's see if I click trace and detach. And then you guys will see what the trace and detach does. All right. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, please. Don't hesitate. All right. So it still looks like it's tracing and detaching. So you guys will be able to actually see what that's going to do. Girl, you're taking a long time, Silhouette. What is going on with you today? But luckily, this isn't going to be like a long brushing. Oh, okay. So, all right. So remember I said trace and detach. All right. So we're going to go over a little bit. I'm just going to pull this out. And if I select here and I move, do y'all see like it literally detached everything? Literally detached everything. I wasn't even expecting it to detach that. I was not even expecting it to detach the little checkerboard pieces. All right, let me click undo. All right, if I click on the word lucky, okay, so let me click on here. So y'all see I have the L and then the rest of the word. So that's what trace and detach did. Okay, so it literally traced and detached the word from here. Okay, that's what it did. I don't know why it still got that center part there, but it shouldn't have that, but that's what trace and detach does. So that's why I just like to do regular trace. I feel that works best for me. Okay, all the little squares are also black. Yep. So that's where the trace by area works best. That's where the trace by area works best. Yes, you can do a lot of things in Silhouette Studio, Jackie. You can. Some people don't don't really know like they, but you can do. That's why I always recommend Silhouette Studio. Um, Even though I do prefer Adobe Illustrator, I do recommend Silhouette Studio because there are so many things that you can do in Silhouette Studio. Right, Jane? But y'all see, like all this stuff got everything is detached right now from here. Everything. Let me see if the word lucky. Well, see that didn't that. And okay, so let me tell you guys why this detached like this. So this detached like this because of the grunge look. So, if it's not connecting, there's nothing to pull. So this little piece right here is separate because it was not connected in a full outline. Okay, it was not connected in a full outline. So that's why. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to delete this. Now, if you don't have a grunge look, I assure you it works a lot better. Okay, not necessarily better, but you just wouldn't have to worry about all the extra. All right, so we're going to turn this into stones. I'm going to open up the rhinestone panel. Now remember, all we did here is we created an internal offset to get that green fill of Lucky. Okay? Hey, Mrs. Parker. So we're going to select the pink. I'm going to head over to the right to the rhinestone panel, and we're going to just select edge fill. Now this is at 0.039. I'm going to do 0.015, and that just makes it a little bit tighter. But remember how I said with, these little dips, the rhinestones will try to go into those little dips. You can just straighten it out if you want to. That's what I did when I created the template for this part. I just straightened it out. Okay. And as you guys see here, you have your size. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the green, the fill, and I'm going to use a radial fill. And I do feel like the radial fill is the best fill for this particular word just because of the structure and the shape of the word. Okay? Yeah. Jackie, I did. I taught myself. I did. I did. All right, so now we still have 0.015 and we have our word lucky. Okay? Now, what I did was, so once I create my rhinestone templates like this inside of Silhouette Studio, I generally take it out, and so I actually move stones around inside of Adobe Illustrator because I'm just, that's what I prefer to do. So that's what I did to just make sure that everything was aligned the way that I wanted it to be aligned. And I just filled it in, closed up some of those openings like this, and that's it. All right. Now this is not done. Okay, so if you are at this point, then you want to release your rhinestones. So I will just select both the green layer and the pink layer, head over to the rhinestone panel and select release rhinestones. Once you do that, then you'll be able to just move those stones around. So if you notice, you see all those bounding boxes there, right? So if you want to move that original file back here over to the back so that you can kind of see, how that's going to look on top, you can. And then that can help you with like placing your stones any place that you may need to do a better fill in or whatever with your stones. All right, we go down. So you just line it up. And then once you line it up, remember we released all of those rhinestones. I'm going to go here now and we'll just go ahead and fill these stones. Oh, yeah. I don't know why it keeps going in and out like that. It's so weird. So I would just go here and just move the stones around. Maybe tighten some things up so that it looks good. Like here, you'll see how that doesn't look good. We have an extra stone there. So I would just kind of move this here, hold down my Alt key and drag over to create a duplicate. And then I'll go here. But also just making sure that none of those stones are touching any of the stone each other. Most of you guys know I don't care if I have a stone overlapping like a different color, like not too much overlapping, but it's freezing up on me. So it's probably time for us to get ready and press our shirt. We'll press both of the shirts now. But this is what I would generally do. And this is what I did do. Like I just went ahead and moved some of the stones around. Make sure you don't overlap them. Just to kind of you want it to look neat. You don't want it to look, like, you may say, Patrice, that looks fine. I'm happy with it like that. I don't need to do all that. It's just all a matter of preference. It's all a matter of preference. All right. So here I'm just moving them around. Just, you know, that's what I would do. That's what I did to get to the the template that's pinned to the top of the chat. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, once you release your rhinestones, you move them around to how you like them, fill it in if you need to fill some in. You're then going to open up your select by color panel. And then in the select by color panel, you're going to go to by fill because we filled this in. So you're going to go to by fill. And then I'm going to select this pink. And you guys see it selected all the pink that we need. I'm going to right click. We're going to group this together. These steps are very important. You're going to group it together. Then you're going to right click and then you're going to make it into a compound path. Now I right click, but again, if you wanted to open up your modify panel, that's where you'll be able to make it into a compound path. Okay. Kristen, I can get caught up in moving stones around. I don't know why it's like that. Hey, Miss Rosetta Cobb. And then you want to do the same thing for your green layer. And we're going to we selected all the green. We're going to right click. We're going to group it together. And then we're going to make it into a compound path. Right click. Uh-oh. It's grouped together. I'm going to right click and then we're going to make that into a compound path. It turned it pink, but we're going to go ahead and turn it green so that we can see the difference of the colors of the layers. All right. So now we have our template, right? We know it's not perfect yet, but it's fine. Okay. We know it's not perfect, but we're pretending. Okay. We're going to pretend. All right. So the next thing you want to do is save it. So if I were to move this over here, I think this is the right size. So if I put this over here, it should fit. Just know that you cannot resize it at this point. Once you release those rhinestones, you cannot resize that image. You cannot resize your rhinestone template. It is what it is, okay? That's why, we had this one that we resized earlier. You can go ahead and play around with that one, make another copy of it and resize it larger if you want to resize it, okay? But once you get to this point, it's done. All right, so we need to save this. And I would save this. I would go to File, Save As. Actually, I would do Save Selection and then save to hard drive, only because I have a lot of things on the screen and I only want that bling portion saved, right? So we would say this says Lucky. I'm going to say Lucky 1, 2. And then we're going to say this is SS10 rhinestones and the size is 9.182 inches wide by 5.259 inches high. Okay. And you always need to make sure you note the size. The size is very important because you need to make sure that you cut your holes out at the correct size. If you don't, then your holes may be smaller, may be larger, your rhinestones may not fit. All right. And so I'm going to save this as an SVG. I'm using Silhouette Studio, which I should have said that from the beginning, the business edition. All right. Because you can't do this with all the different versions of Silhouette. So we're going to save this as SVG and I will just select, I'll put it in my documents and I'll just select OK. All right. So now we're done with our bling template and we can go ahead and we can print this out and press it onto our shirt. Now to print this out, I don't know if I have printers connected to this computer, but let's see. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to move it to another page. We're going to copy it. I'm going to open up another canvas. Thank you, Miss Rosetta Cobb. And I'm going to just paste it here. I'm going to change the media size to an 8.5 by 11 sheet to letter. All right. And then I'm just going to make it landscape too. So this will be able to print on here. And if you had other things that you wanted to print on there, you could print some stuff here at the bottom too. Like if you had something else to print, you can. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to get ready to print this out. Let's see if my page setup, let's see what it looks like. Print page setup, okay, 8.5, rear feed. All right, that looks like that's good. And let's go to print. Now maybe, hold on. Did it go to print? Okay, here we are. All right, so this looks good, right? So now I see you always want to do that when you're printing with Silhouette Studio because you need to make sure that you have the correct page set up. Because if not, let's say if you had it smaller or whatever, or let's say we were printing a larger image and I have it at the 8.5 by 11 sheet, then it's not going to print out everything that we need. All right, you'll see that it'll get cut off. So you always want to make sure that your page setup matches whatever your page setup panel says or your canvas is. All right, so right now we're ready to print this out. I don't think I'm attached to any printers here. Oh, maybe I am. Oh, maybe I am. Oh, look at it. Oh, these are the DTF printers. I know I'm not going to be printing from that. Let's see if I can print from here. I don't know. Let's see my preferences. I already have mine printed out already. Let's see. Because nothing's coming up for me. It's just not printing good. Thank you, Rachel. Remember, guys, this file is on Creative Fabrica. Yeah, we're not even about to even be stressed out about this. We're basically done with this. That's how you would print it out, okay? Because I got drama with this printer, with this computer. It's just taking forever. All right, so we're done because we're already at an hour of time. And hopefully that was helpful to you guys, and hopefully you understood what we were doing. I already have it printed out, so I don't have to print it. I'm not even going to tell y'all that it literally just came up. It literally just came up, which is so crazy. It's so crazy. I don't even know. I don't know why it did that, but it's fine. I'm just getting out of here really quick because we don't need it. We don't need to print it out. Cancel. All right. Cancel. 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 It's a lot of canceling. All right, so we have this. So we're going to get ready to press this on our with our heat press. I'm going to press both of the shirts. So we have, this is just a shirt. This is also, it's a performance shirt. So this is 100% polyester. And then I have this hoodie. I know I still have a few of these hoodies left. So we're going to press this onto this hoodie too. Okay. So we're going to do two so we can see the difference between the colors. I know I don't have any. I think that's probably why it was doing that because I don't think I've ever set up any drivers for this printer. All right, so we're good. Does anybody have any questions? Hey, Kevin. I know that I cannot even believe it was an hour. I didn't even talk y'all ear off at the beginning. I'm very shocked and surprised by that. All right, hopefully you guys got that. But it can be any type of PNG. You can do that with any PNG, okay? All right, so I'm going to get ready to press this onto this shirt over here on my heat press. Hopefully, you all know I only got 90 minutes on Tuesdays. And tomorrow I have like a lot to do too. So we'll see how that's gonna go. We'll see how this goes tonight. Of course, you want to lint roll. I'm going to lint roll this garment. I'm also going to put a piece of butcher paper on top. And I'm putting the butcher paper on top, y'all, because I've been pressing, I feel like I've been lazy and I haven't really been putting butcher paper on top of my embroidery thread. And I just don't want any, I don't want any color from that thread. If there is any color on that thread, on the top platen, I don't want any color on my shirt. So, unless it's supposed to be there. So I'm just gonna get a piece of butcher paper. We're just gonna put this on top. Sorry, I don't have the other camera on today. And so I covered any part that's underneath the heat press. You want to cover, especially if if you're unsure like me, if you have ink on your top button. All right, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a press, a pre-press. Oh, I'll put the file back in the what you call, oh, and I pressed it too long. All right, so we have our shirt here. Oh my goodness, I had a little bit of a hiccup back there. So I pressed the shirt. So now we're going to press the sublimation file onto the shirt. So I'm just gonna cut this, and it's not a huge file, but I think it's cute. And I picked it because it wasn't something that we were gonna be here all night doing. All right, so I just cut the edge. Now, if you feel more comfortable, you can cut or feather your edge. I don't really. I used to do that like before, but not so much now. Like, and I printed this from my brother sublimation printer, and I don't really have many issues with like ink getting caught on the edge or anything like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that because you know when you say something doesn't happen, that's what it usually happens. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, and I did mirror it. Remember with sublimation, you want to make sure you mirror your image. And I'm just gonna place this on top of the shirt. And then I'm also going to tape it. I do feel like it's really not a big design. It's really not big at all. I feel like I'm not even gonna tell y'all, like, no, it's good. Yeah, that's what it is. I just feel like, yeah, it's not all that big, but it's fine. Did I tell you guys the size of what you need to make the image? I told you guys while we were designing a little bit of these. All right. Remember, this is for sublimation, so this is for a polyester shirt, okay? I'm not using a t-shirt ruler or anything. Now, this paper that I'm using, I don't have to put any butcher paper on top because this was coming on to sleeping paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it here now, just so I don't confuse anybody. Because that paper doesn't bleed. All right, and I'm pressing this at 385. Why do I have it at 400? I usually press it at 385, between 370 and 385. I think I just put it on that. I don't know why. I don't know. Sublimation does not always have to be pressed at 400. What's that? Hey, Cookie Cook. So last night we had a members only live, and this is what they wanted us to do tonight. They wanted us to do sublimation and bling. Do y'all think we need to do a little more sublimation and bling? Or is this enough sublimation and bling for another few months? Tell me what you think. So now I do always like to double check, like before I take my prints off, I do like to check. I do like to check it before, just in case I need to put it in again, because you don't want to, move it. But for the most part, your polyester is hot. So that came out good. That ink, it took the ink off. So if this is your first time seeing sublimation, like I want you guys to look at the difference. So this is the sublimation sheet before it was pressed onto this shirt. Do y'all see that the word lucky, and do y'all see what the word lucky looks like on the shirt? Huge difference, right? But this is prior to, so the heat activates the ink, and that's what this turned into. So it went from this to this. Okay, so we're about to press this onto the hoodie. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys so you guys can see, like sometimes people will print out their sublimation prints and they're like, oh, it looks dull, it looks dull. Yeah, it looks dull until that heat activates it. Okay, the heat is what's going to activate it. Now, I didn't put any butcher paper or anything in the inside of the shirt but I can't even tell y'all when I've had many issues with it bleeding through the back or anything like that. I generally don't put any on the back of the shirt. Now I usually put some on the bottom of my heat press, but I didn't today. I did not. All right, so we're gonna press this one now, okay? And then since we are done with this, I'm just gonna put this over here, and then when we get ready to bling, we'll then do that with the bling. So we're gonna see what it's gonna look like. I think I'm gonna go with. I was thinking of doing just like crushed ice AB, but I think we're gonna do icy glass AB. I think that's what we're gonna do. Icy glass AB. All right, so I'm just moving this up a little bit because with sublimation, anything can cause a pressure issue and you'll have an uneven press, and you don't really want that, right? And because of this pocket, I probably should put a pressing pillow underneath, but honey, I don't want to. I just don't want to. All right, so we're gonna put this here. I'm just gonna press it down. I might give myself just a little more pressure when I get ready to press the printout of it. Hey Shamika. Hey Kirsten. Very fun. Okay, we can do more. It took all the ink. It came out really good. Oh, listen. I be overdoing it with the pressing. All right, so we're going to get that other image that we have, and this is really just so that I can show you guys like to compare, get your opinion, what you think. I know which one I like best, but just so you guys can see it. Because if you want to do something that's like a full color, like this is just 3 colors, 3 or 4 colors, right? 2 different, it's really 3 colors, the 2 greens and the black, right? But if you want to do something, that's full color, then you would just use the crushed ice or icy glass to, to do it. That's what you would use to do it. All right. So I'm just going to do the same thing we did here. And always, so when I first started like YouTube, I always would put my images upside down. I would always forget to double check and make sure that they were the right way. It never failed. Like it always happened. And mostly when I was either on live or even mostly when I did videos too, and I would never edit that out. Like y'all had to see like this girl then lost her mind. She can't even remember to put the stuff the right way. All right, I think that looks good. I just need to make sure I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. This just says lucky, and it's not a big design. Let me get a little more pressure. All right, let me get my paper. And we're just gonna press it. Okay, that feels good because that pocket can cause it to, like, you don't want any ghosting, you want it to do right, and that pocket can kind of cause uneven pressure. So it can. All right, we got a little bit more time. I'm gonna see. What time is it now? Okay, we're in good shape. We might be good. I'm gonna turn the heat press down. We're gonna brush in the template, and we should be good to. Yo, we should be good. We should be good. We should be good. All right. And plus, I started late tonight. Oh, I'm about to turn it off. Okay, we're gonna go back down. So now you gotta remember to bring your temperature back down before you get ready to press your stones. All right, so now it's gonna cool off. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, all right. So it looks the same. It looks the same as the shirt. That ink, no ink on there. So this is what we have. This is what it looks like. Absolutely love the colors of it. Like, I think it looks good. All right, so I'm gonna let this go over here. We're done with this. Now it's time for us to brush in our templates. It's time to brush in. All right, so we're gonna do black and green. Let me first make sure y'all can see it good. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna bring the table over. Why am I? Oh, I was about to say, why is it upside down? Because you got it upside down. That's why. All right, let me. All right. Y'all don't even need to see me right now, do you? Nope, you don't. All right, so let's get ready to brush this in. So the outline, I'm gonna stick with the black outline, like how it is on the actual image. And that's usually what I like to do when I'm doing sublimation and bling. Like, I want the colors to be exactly the same. Now, the only difference with this is that outline on that image, because of the grunge effect, it's very uneven. So there's going to be parts where there isn't black on the actual image itself, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And I think that I'm gonna go with like a darker green for the clovers. See, I only have 2 of the clovers there. The others were super small. If I were working with SS6 stones, I'd probably, I probably would have made them blingy, but I'm working with SS6. Did you guys get the file from Creative Fabrica? For those of you who may want to do it, did you guys get the file from Creative Fabrica? Don't forget, when you're sizing this template, like, you need to make sure you look at the size that's in the file name. I didn't include like any instructions or anything like that, so, which I probably should have told you, put instructions of what to print the what you call it at, the PNG. But y'all saw it was like 10.553 by 5.192, I think, or 129, one of those. I don't remember. Just hit the rewind button, and you'll get it. Oh, I have a stone missing, y'all. I got a stone missing. I see it right here. It has to be missing. Yep. Come on. All right, we got it. Awesome, Kristen. Awesome, Nicole, and Anita. Good. All right, y'all. Y'all see, it's not hard. I think I'm going to just brush in the inner part of the word lucky for the t-shirt. Like, this is going to go on the hoodie, and then the t-shirt we'll just do I keep wanting to say icy crystal AB, but it's gonna I mean, we could do a mixture of icy glass AB for the outline, and then glass for the inner part. You could try that and see what that would look like, so you guys can have an idea of icy, the difference between them. All right, so the way that we did it, it started out like that, but if you guys notice, this looks it's, I made sure that everything looked good. And I think it took me maybe like 45 minutes to do it. Because it's not really a huge design. All right. All right, y'all. We're all done with that. All right, I'm just gonna pick things out. All right, so let me grab another green. I was gonna do the same green, but I think I may want to go with like a darker, maybe emerald green or so. All right, so we're done with this, and this is just jet black. Okay, this is just jet black. All the stones are there. Jesse's still here. Jesse, do I look decent? Do I have all the things in place? All right. All right, let me grab another green and then we're going to just put that there. So, hold on, Sharika, I'm gonna put it back in there, okay? Hold on. There it is. It's on Creative Fabrica. All right, let me grab the. Y'all, what kind of green should I use? Should I use like this? I think I'm gonna just go with this chrome green because it's right here in my face, and I don't necessarily want to have to look for any other green. So we're just gonna go with the chrome green because it's right here in my face. And I took my wax pen that I usually keep on my desk to work. So I don't even know where the other one is right now. I have multiple, but I don't even know where they are. All right. Okay, we're doing good. Oh, this chrome looks so pretty. I kind of feel like I might want to use it for the inner part, but we're gonna stick with wintergreen. The chrome looks really good. We're gonna stay with wintergreen. All right. All right. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. All right. So we got one more part to brush in, and then we're going to do. We'll press this now, and then we'll do the other one. Cause what time is it? Child, I got 13 more minutes. All right, let me grab the. Oh Lord, let me grab a piece of transfer tape, and hopefully this is a good piece of transfer tape. Oh, I can't grab this one. Okay, so you guys know how like when I do like the embroidery and bling. So this was embroidery and bling. So that was the thread. So I can't use this and put this onto that shirt. Like I could use it on a cotton shirt, but definitely not a polyester shirt. Definitely not a polyester shirt. That would be a disaster. Disaster, disaster. Okay. I don't know which way I wanna do it, y'all. Okay, let's see. Let's go this way first. Let's see how this is gonna look. That was a chrome, green chrome. That one's green chrome, Brandy. That in the Y. I don't think so, but it don't hurt the check quality. I don't think so. Yeah, no. No. It kind of looks like I should have one there, but All right, so I'm gonna just lift this up. Hopefully I cut this long enough. We did. We did. We did. All right. Okay, so this is looking decent. looking decent, looking decent. All right, let's go ahead and peel it up. Come on. Some of them seem like they want to fall off. They're not attaching. Alright. Alright, so we're going to put the backing back on it. Now it's sticking to my hand now. Okay, that looks good. If you put the backing back on it, it'll automatically fall into place, but that's usually what I do. Okay. I'm going to just put the backing back on it. We're going to set this over to the side. Oh, Jackie, no. What all do you do? All right. Now we're going to put winter green. That it always goes in. Winter green is so pretty. I think it's going to be perfect. All right, so now we're just going to brush this in. And to be honest, like if you just want to, it's not a huge Lucky. I forgot what size it is. It's not really big, but I mean, this could go on like a kid's shirt. I think it's small. Like if you use it outside of the design, it doesn't have to go on the design. So it's small enough. And you guys saw what we did. You could actually create your own. Like you can change the background if you want to. Okay. All right. Well, that brushed in pretty quick. Now wait till we do the other. Wait till we do crushed ice or icy glass. Y'all know that doesn't usually brush in that gap. And I would go pick those two to show just for a point of reference. And I don't have my wax pen near me. That's so crazy. I need to grab it, y'all. Hopefully I have one close by. Oh, I may have one in my little bin right here. I'm gonna check. This area, the stones are so close to each other in some, like the holes. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend cutting this without the backing, y'all. Because the holes, I made the holes close. I didn't intend on giving it away. Like I wasn't even until like right before the live. Like I was like, you know what, maybe somebody may want to do this too if it's your first time. So just know that I don't recommend cutting this without the backing. I recommend the backing. Because the holes are close. Oh, that looks so cute. That winter green looks good, y'all. So we're going to just do this really quick. I'm going to press the sweatshirt and then we're going to do the other shirt. We're going to brush in the stone for the shirt. All right, let's see. I think this may be big enough, but let's hope. Yeah, it is. See, I gotta be careful moving because you can kind of throw off your design. So I gotta not like push it up. But if that happens, just do what I did and just lay everything back down and just press it back into place. This is like a, it's not lucky. You could use it in something else. All right, let's see. Now we could have just traced that entire design and just turned everything into bling and then just put the icy glass or the crushed ice AB on top. You could have did that. That is also an option too when you're doing bling. I think that's the right size. All right, so let's grab our sweatshirt or our hoodie, and we're going to layer it. All right, so here's the hoodie. We're going to just get ready to layer. Because I don't like cutting without the backing. I tried it before, but it was, yeah, it didn't really work for me. I know some people swear by cutting without the backing, but when I first got started, like that was one of the things that I did with, just trying to figure out, my way around rhinestones. But early on, I realized that was not for me. All right, so I usually do flip my designs over and remove the backing like this. And you always kind of want to make sure you look at your stones on the back just to make sure that they have adhesive on the back of it. All right, so now this is the moment of truth. We're just going to put this just like this on here. And see how that goes on the outline? Just like that. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. All right. So that looks good. So see how I said like sometimes it's like right on the line and sometimes a little bit off, but that's because I needed to make room for some stones. So I don't know if you guys saw in that original when we did it, this area did not, like the U didn't have two separate lines for each letter. It was all together. I created a row here because I wanted it to be separate. So I mean, it's just a matter of like, when you design, like what you like, what you don't like. I'm going to go ahead and press this on here, y'all. And then we're going to do the other. Now, I'm not putting any butcher paper on top just because the transfer tape. I'm like, what is this called? The transfer tape actually covers the image. So I haven't pressed it yet because I'm just putting it underneath the press. I'm trying to avoid any pressure situations. All right, let's get ready. I'm pressing it now. I know y'all can't see me because I have the table on, but we're pressing. We're pressing. And we're going to layer that other part in a second. I really need to have the TV on so I can see the chat when I'm over here. All right. That one's done. Now it's time for us to do the second layer. All right, here we go. Now it's time for us to do the second layer. Now let's say you just want to give your shirts a little bit of texture, a little bit of something else. Guess what? You can leave it just like this. So y'all see this? That's done. Because you see all the ink that came onto the paper, onto the transfer tape? That's done. But it doesn't really fade it out. It doesn't fade it out. But you can just do something like if you wanted to, you don't even have to, just to give it a little something. Right? You don't have to do too much. But y'all know I like to do too much, so we're going to do it. We're going to do too much. All right, so let's get ready, and we're just going to put this right inside. And so remember for this, I use that 0.125 offset distance, so I don't have space in between my stones. You guys will see like there's not like a gap in between. And that's just how I like it. That's just like a matter of preference. But what I do is I just always kind of feel on top of the design just to make sure nothing is overlapping, nothing is, and if it is, you can always just like press it down and press it into place. All right, let's go ahead and let's press, press, press. Oh, it is cute, y'all. It is cute. Wait till y'all see this. Wait until y'all see this. I'm gonna bring it over, and then we're going to press the same thing for this one. The transfer tape covers the file, covers the image, so I don't have to. I'm not worried about uh, that image bleeding onto the top platen. But if any of your image is exposed, you want to make sure you put your paper on top. You want to make sure you put your paper on top. But it's looking good. All right, let me bring you up. All right. Let's see. All right. Hey, Evie. Evie, we're about to use some icy glass. I don't know if I want to do icy glass AB or just regular icy glass. So, the only thing with doing bling and sublimation, I can't reuse my transfer tape, but it's fine. It's all good. No worries. But this is what we have, y'all. You see how now we have like sublimation. We didn't do full sublimation and bling. We just, did the word lucky. I'm going to bring it over so you guys can see it from the front. Let me remove the table. Uh-oh. Let me make you back smaller, girl. And we're going to do it like this. I'm going to remove the table. So that's cute, right? It's cute. If you're selling something like this, or if you're doing something like this, or you want to we didn't even have to put in the green on the inside, but this is one of my favorite ways to bling, is like to match the colors up with the colors of the PNG. Like this is one of my favorite ways of blinging. And you see I put the jet black outline, and then we have the winter green for the inside of the word lucky, and that looks really good. It looks really cute. We didn't do anything with that, so that's just sublimation on that. That's just the sublimation. But I love how this came out. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, no, you can reuse transfer tape, Lisa. You just can't use it when you're doing sublimation like this. You just can't use it when you're using sublimation. But we did this one. Let's get ready to brush the other one in, because what time is it? Oh, I'm already past my time, y'all. Don't let me just go past my time like that. All right, so I'm gonna bring the table back on. It shouldn't take us that long. Let me make us bigger. All right, so I was thinking of doing, so I have icy glass, and icy glass is a clear stone. Y'all see how clear icy glass is? It's very, very clear. It looks like I need to go get my nails done. It's icy clear, right? This is icy glass AB. It's clear, but y'all see it has that AB coating on it, which makes it kind of iridescent. All right. So that is icy glass AB. Now I'm thinking of going with an icy glass AB for the center. Now this is crushed ice. I did pull out my old favorite crushed ice. I did pull out, but I think we're going to go with icy glass and icy glass AB. All right. So do we want to use both of them, or do we just want to do one? I mean, we could do icy glass AB. We could do icy glass AB for the outline and these two clovers, and then we can do icy glass for the center. Let's do that. Now, sometimes these may be a little bit challenging as far as like just seeing it to make sure that they're the right way. Not necessarily the icy glass AB, but the icy glass, the one that we're about to, I should have reversed it, y'all. But we're gonna go with the sparkly outline. We're gonna go with the sparkly outline. The wintergreen was a perfect match. It was. Yo, oh my goodness. Icy glass AB is beautiful. I don't know if y'all can even tell. Wait, I can't wait to see what this is gonna look like on top of that print. So these are the stones that if, let's say if you're doing sublimation and you don't have the colors, it doesn't even matter if you don't have the bling colors, because these stones will take whatever color it sits on top of. The icy glass AB just makes it into an AB look. But it's an AB stone, so it gives that color, all the AB effects. That's what it does. These are brushing in really, really good. I remember when Eve first introduced the Crushed Ice collection to everybody, you had to train your eyes. You had to train those eyes, because Crushed Ice, we could not really see it, but you can tell because the bottom of the stone, you see those, like I call them tire tracks, but you can see the adhesive on the back of them. This icy glass is gorgeous. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Every time I'm like, yeah, there's no big difference between these two colors and the icy colors. Yeah, right. There's a difference. There's absolutely a big difference. All right. So we're done with this. We're done with icy glass, and now we're going to do, this is icy glass AB. Now we're going to do icy glass. Oh, that's so pretty. Now, I don't know what type of, if it's going to, I can't ever remember me using like crushed ice and crushed ice AB like this, which I'm probably sure that I did it though. But we're going to see how this is going to look. We're going to see how this will look. All right. Again, this is the icy glass AB. Extra stone in the U. Thank you, Kristen. Because, girl, I didn't see it. Hey, Mama Vi. Yep. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, it can be a little bit challenging, but it's all good. Once you have it on the shirt, you'll be in love. All right, let me grab another piece of transfer tape, because y'all know that, as y'all saw, we can't use that same transfer tape again. So I gotta get new transfer tape. You know what, let me just cut 2 pieces. I'm just gonna cut 2 pieces real quick. Because, yeah. Just cutting. And it's so funny. I think maybe I just like doing like St. Patrick's Day bling and sublimation files. A few years ago, we did my computer just die on me? A few years ago, we did the Lucky and I Know It, and that was sublimation and bling too for St. Patrick's Day. I think this might just be a thing that I don't realize that I do. Oh. All right. So when you're done, you want to make sure that they're all right side up. And that's sometimes can be the tricky part with the clear stones like this. But They all look good to me. They feel fine. Alright, let's heal. Oh. Listen, there was that one has to say back. Oh, even the back of these stones are beautiful. The back of the stones are beautiful. Like, it's rare that I'm like, oh my goodness, look at the back of the stone. Look at it's beautiful. Let me just knock you over. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Now we're gonna do the icy glass, no AB. Icy glass, no AB. All right. Oh, that looks really pretty. Look. Wow, that looks gorgeous. Okay, so now the difference, we're gonna flip this over now. The difference with this one, this doesn't have that AB coating on it. So we're gonna see how that's gonna look just sitting on top of that green. Right, this doesn't have the AB coating. So we're just going to, and this is the one, I don't even know why, I should just use the icy glass AB because this is the one that gives you the problem. Let me see if I can find my, let me see if I can find my wax pen. Wax pen, where are you, wax pen? It's not there. Child, girl. Where's your wax pen? I don't even see it anywhere. I don't see it. What if I don't even need that wax pen? I'm anticipating that I need it so much. I don't know. Let's go ahead and brush it, and maybe I won't need it. I used to have a lot of wax pens over here. All right, see. This is sometimes this can be kind of difficult, like seeing if it's in the hole, not in the hole. But this gives you that rhinestone effect on top of your printed image. And you really can have rhinestones any color you want with these stones, because it's going to take on that color that it's on top of. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good. I think I was panicking for no reason. Nope. This is what happens when you don't have your wax pen handy. Yes, I do have wax pens, guys. I just you know how some people carry like just ballpoint pens and things like that in their bags and their purses and stuff like that? I carry wax pens. I carry wax pens. One of my friends at work, she messed up her, like she got ink on her coat, and she's like, it's her favorite coat. Well, guess what? She asked me to add a little bit of bedazzle to it. So I took my wax pen with me to the job. These are clear. I have a few that I'm gonna have to hand place in, but I can see. At least I can see. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Alright, we should be good. I just have a few that I need to put in. And you gotta concentrate with not much to the crushed ice AB, but with crushed ice, you gotta concentrate, honey. You gotta make sure that what you see is what you really see. Because it is crystal clear. These stones are crystal clear. Alright, y'all, we did good. I just have a few that I need to place, but I'm gonna hand place them. I'm not even gonna run to get a wax pen. And this is where that trick that Eve does with her finger. This is where this comes in handy, because if any stones are upside down, you'll feel it. It'll move because it's not nestled in the hole. Well, you'll feel it. So that's good. We don't have any upside down, but I do have some that I need to just go ahead and place. That one's upside down. I could tell. Okay, come on. Every time I go to put it down, everybody's like, girl, go get your wax pen. You can kind of feel it when you're missing. So now we just have these two presses and we're going to be done. Okay. That looks good. Sorry, y'all, I'm not looking at the chat because I'm just trying to make sure that I did everything that I needed to do. Okay, we're doing good shape. Uh-oh, that one's upside down. No, it's not. It looked like it was for a second, but all right, y'all, we're in good shape. We got stones in all of them. That's pretty interesting. Hey, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Chris is, because y'all know Chris is over there with her movie theater screen, and she can see everything. She sees it all. And we need her for that because I can't see half the things half the time. So, all right, I'm just putting these up. I'm going to grab the shirt. And, all right. And really, Patrice, and this is icy glass AB. I don't know. I think it's just like a little bit of static. Kept it on top. Okay, there you go, girl. Under the L on the other transfer. I don't know. That's like a piece of thread. It looks like that's a piece of thread. That's a shame, girl. Got thread. I've been having thread everywhere. How and why, I don't know. Maybe because you've been doing things with a lot of thread. That's possible. Okay, let's see if this fits. And the L close to the top. But I did have an overlapping. Yep, I did. Hold on, let me see if I could put this up now. I see it. Y'all are so good. Oh, y'all so amazing. Like, I feel like I can't get this stone. Okay, there it goes. I was about to say, I feel like I can't get this stone to go the right way. Yep, one was missing right there. Yeah. Okay, come on. All right, let's see how this is gonna go, y'all. So this is just clear stones. We're just using clear stones on top. I kind of shifted that, looks like, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. but I hope I didn't flip any. You know, sometimes I try to figure out like how do the stones like flip upside down when you're doing this like this. All right, let's see if we can pull them all up now. Okay, all of the stones lifted up. Look how, y'all, look how clear, the clarity. I mean, that's the difference with these and like the crushed ice. Like these, oh, I'm missing one, y'all. These are so clear. Look, I'm missing one right there, but it's fine. I'll grab one. Hold on. Oh, this is where my wax pen will come in handy. I don't think I could. Okay, girl, you did it. You did it. You did it. All right, there we go. All right, but these are super duper clear. I don't even think crushed ice, regular crushed ice is not clear like this. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna get ready to press the shirt. Okay. I got it, thanks. No worries, knit so fancy. All right, let me grab the shirt, y'all. Cause we're almost done. Just make sure when you print it out, if you want this to, you know, if you want to use it for the sublimation and bling, make sure that you print this out at the correct size, okay? I think it was like 10.553 by 5.192 or 129. I think it was 129. I think it's 5.129, but just go back. Oh, y'all, this is, yeah, Chris, that was a piece of thread. Y'all, this is so pretty. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and line this up right here at the edge. Now this, oh, that looks good. I need to bring it over just a little bit. That was too much. Too much. Let me straighten up my shirt. So, you know, that's like a little trick just to straighten the shirt out. That will help, you know, just make sure everything lines up right. Because sometimes you just need to do that just to kind of get it straightened up. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. All right, let's go ahead and press it. Okay. I don't have a hood to worry about. Just going to press it, and then I think it looks good just like that, even without the fill. It looks good. Without the fill. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight, y'all. Alright. Alright, let's see. Alright, so we're gonna do our peel reveal. So just like the other one, that's a wrap. That's why I wanted to use, like, these are good for when you have like old transfer tape. You can go ahead and, you know, use your old transfer tape for these because you know you're only going to use it this one time with it. So I would use the old transfer tape. All right, so now let's see if this makes any difference. Do we use Icy Glass and Icy Glass AB together? The same thing, I'm just filling it, making sure everything is lined up how it should be. Now we're gonna go press it. Now now we're gonna go press it. And then we'll look at both of them. Let me grab the other one. Ah, not too bad. We had a pretty good night. If I didn't, if we didn't go into Silhouette Studio to look at the, how to do everything, we would have been finished with this in no time. But it was good. Hopefully, you guys, like, if you want to do it too, like if you want to do a different a design, you'll be able to do it. All right, let me turn off this heat press because we are done. Oh, this looks good. It does. But my favorite is the other one. That looks good. Let me throw this out. Let's look at it. So this is the one with the icy glass. You'll see the icy glass AB for the outline. That's nice. Like the icy glass here, but you can kind of see like how they, the difference in the sparkle. You see how when I lift it up, you can see that icy glass AB, and then the inner parts you can't really see. It's more so like a matte fill outline. Yeah, Kristen, you can. You can use the same, absolutely. But that looks good. But you can kind of see like that outline, how it has that AB effect, and then the icy glass. So icy glass AB for the outline, and then icy glass for the inner part. But that works really good with, and if you look, you see how it's picking up the color. So you see that area is where the grunge is, and you see like, you see like the white, the stone is reflecting more so the white, and then, a little bit of white and green. So that's what these colors do. So icy glass AB, like there's not really much black there, but you can kind of see how it just kind of just does the AB thing for us. You'll see the difference between those two stones together. All right. Am I still on the screen? Yeah, I'm still here. All right, let me remove the desk. All right, let's look at them. We're gonna get ready to go because my favorite, though, I gotta tell y'all, my favorite is the hoodie. My favorite is the hoodie. Thanks, y'all. So this is the one, but see, this looks good too, though. This is the one with the icy glass and icy glass AB. First of all, look at the icy. So y'all see that like extra sparkle? That's the icy glass AB. That is the icy glass AB hitting that sparkle. And then the inner part is more matte. Y'all saw it up close and personal, so you can kind of see what they look like, right? But that looks good. So this works good if you have full color images. So let's say if you had a portrait, you have a senior that they want their portrait on, you can put icy glass or crushed ice, icy glass AB, crushed ice AB. You can put all of that on, to cover the whole face or whatever if you wanted to do something like that. So I like that. Tell me which one y'all like best, though. Y'all, this has to be my favorite, though. This one has to be my favorite. Like, I just love how this one came out. But this has been my favorite for, like, I've been doing the sublimation like this where I use like the color that's close to it to match what's underneath. So that's my favorite. But they both look good. They both look good. Thanks, Derica and Chris. Yeah, it's perfect for when you don't have the correct color stone. Exactly, Chris. Yep. Thanks, Shamika and Jackie. Wisdom Creations. Thanks, y'all. All right, so we're all done. And let's see if we can put them both together. I may take a picture. I think the winter green made the green and the word lucky, like, stand out a little bit more, but they both got the job done. All right, y'all. That's it for us. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. Friday is date night. We got to see what we're going to do. I'm not sure, but Friday is date night. I don't really have much more to discuss today. I don't. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Miss Gail. Between the two. So Miss Gail, so for this one, for the word lucky, I used jet black outline with wintergreen rhinestones in the center. For this shirt, I did um icy glass outline, icy glass AB for the outline, and icy glass for the center. So like a crushed ice outline, crushed ice AB outline, crushed ice inside. So that was the difference. So I think like the word lucky, the green, because I used the winter green, it's a more bold green. But that's the difference between it. But that crushed ice AB, not crushed ice, icy glass AB is doing amazing. It was one of my favorites for a long time. I think it still may be one of my favorites after using it tonight. Glad I used the icy glass AB because I think it's very pretty. The clarity of both of the stones is really superb. And that's me comparing it to like a stone like the frost fire or the crushed ice. Like it's just a very different, it's very clear. Like y'all see like how with some of those colors, like you see the white, like it's still kept like that grunge look using that. So you get more true color. All right, y'all. Think y'all know what this means. It's time for me to get my little tush off of here. That's what that means. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm ready to go to bed because I had to get up early. All my members know whoever was in the live yesterday, y'all know I had to get up early this morning and do some things. So I am pretty ready for bed right now. I don't think I'm going to stay up tonight. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really hope that you guys learned something tonight and try it out. And if you try it out, put it in the Facebook group so I can see what you do. Okay, please put it in the Facebook group so I can see what you do. If you decide to make this shirt, let me know how it goes too. I love y'all. Please remember to be kind to each other. And words matter. Words matter. So please choose your words wisely. Please use your words to uplift others, to speak life into others. Okay, don't use it to destroy others or to just make yourself feel good and try to make somebody else feel bad or make yourself seem like you're the center of attention and then other people are not. Use your words wisely. Speak life into people. Be positive. And at the end of the day, be kind. If you're kind, that will mean the world to a lot of people. Okay? So just please remember to use your words kindly. Words do hurt people. And sometimes one word that you say to somebody that can carry with them or go with them, travel with them their entire lifetime. So if you are going to leave any words with somebody, make sure that they are positive words that will help them and not hurt them. All right. I love you guys so much. I'm always so grateful for all of your kind words in the chat. And I'll be back on Friday for Crafts and Combos. I love y'all. Until next time, y'all. Later.